The next area that we're going to talk about is about environmental impacts. And within environmental impacts, there are really two key areas to talk about, and that is about water resources and state of the fauna. Do you remember when we started out the conversation and I had a couple questions for you? That first question was really kind of a leader there, that 80,000 wild horses and burros on land that can only sustain about 26,000. That ties directly with this subject here about environmental impacts. So if we talk through that for just a second, if the horses and burros are on land that can't sustain them, what are they going to do? They're going to migrate. And that is part of the herd mentality, is their migratory path. So we know that when the water runs out, and a herd will take care of just stripping out the water resource for that area, they will move along. They'll move along to the next one. They'll do the same thing for the fauna as well. Besides eating all the fauna, it also gets trampled. It doesn't have time to recover. But when the herds go through and they take out the water and the fauna, there's a broader issue here where that leaves nothing for the local wildlife, who will then have to move on to find an area that will sustain them. But the herd will do the same thing. If they run through the resources in their territory, they will start to look at new territory. So they're going to just keep moving on to make sure that they can sustain themselves. So that causes a problem with the ecosystem all the way around. In the meantime, while the herds are looking for sustenance and an area that can sustain them, they're slowly starving and they're dying from dehydration. So it's an agonizingly painful death. So what are the white space opportunities for us as far as man-made interventions? Horses and burros will go where there's water and where there's food. So that gives us an opportunity to help direct and influence that migratory path. And we'll need to study that a little bit more also to find out really what is that white space for us here.